On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Pamphlet.
A small booklet that contains information or arguments about a particular subject.
Examples:
Propaganda pamphlet. Pamphlet in English. The political organization handed out pamphlets to raise awareness about their cause.
Generalize.
To make something, such as a theory, idea, etc., more widespread or widely applicable based on what is true in some cases.
Examples:
Generalize Kepler's first law. Generalize sophisticatedly. It's dangerous to generalize about people.
Categorize.
To put people or things into groups according to their features, types, etc.
Examples:
Categorize the image. Categorize the cause of failure. The biologist categorized the viruses into 4 groups.
Malingerer.
A person who pretends or exaggerates illness, incapacity, or injury, often to avoid work, duty, or responsibility.
Examples:
Known malingerer. Potential malingerers. The supervisor was always wary of the occasional malingerer trying to avoid a full day's work.
Psychiatry.
The branch of medicine concerned with the study, treatment, and prevention of mental illness.
Examples:
Psychiatry therapy. Biological psychiatry. The field of psychiatry is constantly evolving, with new treatments and approaches being developed all the time.
Determinant.
A factor, circumstance, or condition that contributes to the shaping, influencing, or determining of a particular outcome or result.
Examples:
Environmental determinant. A determinant of crop yields. One determinant of success is having a positive attitude and a strong work ethic.
Pseudoscience.
A belief or practice that is presented as scientific but lacks supporting evidence or is contradicted by scientific evidence. A system of beliefs or practices that is not based on scientific principles.
Examples:
Pseudoscience claims. Debunking pseudoscience. The idea that certain crystals have healing powers is considered pseudoscience by the scientific community.
Sane.
Mentally sound or normal, having a rational mind.
Examples:
For a sane reason. Sane judgment. Despite the difficult circumstances, he remained sane.
Yawn.
To involuntarily open one's mouth wide and exhale due to tiredness, boredom, or a lack of oxygen. Noun, an involuntary reflex act of opening one's mouth wide and inhaling deeply due to tiredness, boredom, or a lack of oxygen.
Examples:
Yawn in sleepiness. Lazy yawn. He couldn't help but yawn during the long and boring presentation.
Controllable.
Able to be controlled or directed.
Examples:
Computer controllable. Controllable aircraft. The new software is much more controllable and user-friendly.
Peach.
Juicy, sweet fruit with fuzzy, pinkish yellow skin, a person or thing that is particularly pleasing or attractive.
Examples:
Peach cobbler. Juicy peaches. The peach tree in my backyard produced a bountiful harvest this year.
Docile.
Easily controlled or managed, or willing to be led or instructed.
Examples:
Seemingly docile animal. A docile patient. The docile dog followed its owner's commands.
Whisper.
To speak very quietly to somebody using the breath rather than the voice so that only those close to you can hear you.
Examples:
Answer in a whisper. The whisper of the leaves. He took me aside and whispered in my ear.
Pinstripe.
A thin, usually colored stripe or narrow line pattern, often found on fabric, clothing, or objects, commonly associated with formal wear, particularly suits.
Examples:
Pinstripe suit. Pinstripe shirt. His suit was adorned with a subtle pinstripe pattern, adding a touch of elegance to his attire.
Outstretch.
To stretch out one's body, limbs, or arms to their furthest extent, to extend something so that it exceeds a certain limit or boundary.
Examples:
Outstretch my patience. Outstretch a hand. The yoga instructor instructed the class to outstretch their arms and breathe deeply into the stretch.
Apprentice.
A person who works for and learns from a skilled employer to become a skilled worker themselves.
Examples:
Apprentice carpenter. A young apprentice. He took on an apprentice to teach him the trade.
Cellmate.
A person with whom one shares a prison cell or room.
Examples:
Cellmate relationship. Temporary cellmate. The prisoner requested a transfer to a different cellmate due to conflicts.
Cushy.
Comfortable, easy, and lacking hardship or effort, undemanding, luxurious.
Examples:
Cushy seat. Cushy lifestyle. Her job was cushy and comfortable, with little pressure or stress.
Misunderstand.
To interpret or understand something in the wrong way.
Examples:
Misunderstand each other. Misunderstand entirely about her. You should not misunderstand the meaning of freedom.
Bumblebee.
A large, furry bee with black and yellow bands on its body that is known for its loud buzzing sound and its important role in pollinating plants.
Examples:
Bumblebee pollination. Protecting bumblebees. The sound of the bumblebee's wings was soothing to listen to.
Sniff.
To inhale audibly through the nose, often to detect or identify a smell. To draw in air through the nostrils with a quick, audible intake of breath.
Examples:
Sniff the air. Sniff the perfume. The dog stopped to sniff around the tree, looking for something interesting.
Nonverbal.
Not involving or using spoken or written language, communicated through body language, facial expression, or other means besides language.
Examples:
Nonverbal communication. Nonverbal signal. Many communication skills rely on nonverbal cues such as body language and facial expressions.
Strangle.
To choke or suffocate someone by compressing their neck, to inhibit or suppress something, such as a movement or idea.
Examples:
Strangle a cry. Strangle economic growth. The killer used his hands to strangle his victim.
Frightening.
Causing fear or alarm or very surprising and alarming.
Examples:
Cast frightening eyes. Frightening experience. The news of the pandemic was a frightening reminder of the fragility of human health.
Aloof.
Emotionally detached or reserved, distant or uninvolved in personal relationships or social interactions, standing apart from others.
Examples:
Aloof attitude. Keep aloof. The aloof cat refused to cuddle with its owner.
Grandiose.
Impressive or grand in size, appearance, or manner, especially in an exaggerated or pompous way.
Examples:
Grandiose project. Make a grandiose claim. The grandiose mansion was a testament to the family's wealth and status.
Clinician.
A practitioner, especially of medicine or psychology, who has direct contact with patients.
Examples:
Experienced clinician. From a clinician's perspective. Some clinicians believe that psychological characteristics alone may cause mental disorders.
Hallucinate.
To experience a seemingly real perception of something that does not actually exist, usually as a result of a mental illness or drug use.
Examples:
Start to hallucinate. Hallucinate with drug. Sleep-deprived people gradually lose their concentration and may hallucinate.
Cliché.
A phrase or expression that has become overused to the point that it has lost its original impact or meaning. A trite or unoriginal idea or statement.
Examples:
Cliché plot. Age-old cliché. Using the same cliché phrase in every conversation can take time and effort.
Vanish.
Disappear or stop being present or existing suddenly and completely.
Examples:
Vanish into thin air. Vanish amid the crowd. 2 months later, my tumor vanished utterly.
Psychopath.
A person with an extreme personality disorder characterized by a lack of empathy, remorse, and ethical values, often associated with manipulative and deceitful behavior, impulsivity, and risk-taking tendencies.
Examples:
Psychopath tendencies. Violent psychopath. The detective identified the psychopath who had been terrorizing the city for months.
Cunning.
Clever or skillful in achieving a goal, especially deceptively or secretly, shrewd or wily.
Examples:
Have cunning eyes. Cunning plan. The fox used its cunning to outsmart the hunter and escape.
Manipulative.
Characterized by the use of shrewd, cunning, or deceptive tactics to control or influence others, often in a self-serving or unethical manner.
Examples:
Manipulative behavior. Manipulative language. He was accused of being manipulative when he lied to his friends to get what he wanted.
Glib.
Fluent and shallow in speech or conversation, competently and slickly persuasive or superficially knowledgeable, characterized by superficial ease or insincerity.
Examples:
Glib response. Glib remark. His glib explanation of the complex topic could have convinced the audience.
Superficial.
Existing or occurring only at or on the surface, appearing to be true or real only until examined more closely.
Examples:
Superficial wound. Superficial knowledge. The journalist's superficial reporting should have captured the full scope of the issue.
Empathy.
The ability to share another person's feelings or experiences by imagining that person's situation.
Examples:
Full of empathy. Empathy for patients. Empathy is also necessary to understand history.
Hare.
A fast-running mammal with long ears and a short tail that closely resembles a rabbit but is larger and has longer hind legs.
Examples:
Hare hunting. Brown hare. The farmer noticed a group of hares had been eating his vegetables, so he put up a fence to keep them out.
Adept.
having or showing knowledge and skill and aptitude to do something quite difficult.
Examples:
Adept at fishing. Adept in handicrafts. She is highly adept with medical equipment.
Carnage.
The killing or slaughter of a large number of people, especially in a battle or war, a situation in which many people are killed or injured in a violent way.
Examples:
Carnage on the battlefield. Brutal carnage. The battlefield was filled with carnage, a terrible reminder of the horrors of war.
Ruthless.
Lacking in pity or compassion, willing to do whatever it takes to achieve their goals, regardless of the consequences for others.
Examples:
Show ruthless behavior. Ruthless brutality. The dictator was known for his ruthless tactics and had no qualms about using violence to maintain power.
Psychopathic.
Relating to or suffering from a serious, and often undiagnosed, mental disorder with extreme or violent social behavior.
Examples:
High levels of psychopathic traits. Psychopathic issues. He is going to play a psychopathic killer in this movie.
Remorse.
A feeling of deep regret and sorry, usually for something you have done.
Examples:
Remorse of conscience. Sincere remorse. I always remember that event with bitter remorse.
Manifestation.
A visible or tangible form of something, especially a particular sign of a disease or condition.
Examples:
Manifestation of a deeper problem. Manifestation of psychological stress. The manifestation of his anxiety was evident in his shaking hands.
Tack.
A method of changing the course of a sailing vessel by turning the bow through the wind so that the wind switches from one side of the vessel to the other, a course of action or strategy, particularly in politics or business. Verb, to fasten or attach something, such as pinning or nailing an object in place.
Examples:
Change tack. Tack to the refrigerator door. I need to change the tack of the sailboat to avoid hitting the rocks.
Chainsaw.
A mechanical saw with a rotating chain, typically used for cutting down trees or other large objects.
Examples:
Use a chainsaw. Sharpen a chainsaw. The lumberjack used his chainsaw to chop through the tree's thick trunk.
Anomaly.
Something or someone that deviates from what is expected or normal, often in a way that is difficult to explain or understand.
Examples:
Anomaly detection. Global temperature anomaly. The sudden drop in the stock market was an anomaly that puzzled many investors.
Predatory.
Living by eating other animals, especially by catching prey that is still alive.
Examples:
A predatory bird. Predatory warfare. The domesticated cat still has its predatory instincts.
Fearless.
Having no fear, brave.
Examples:
Fearless attitude. Fearless bravery. The fearless firefighter rushed into the burning building to save a trapped child.
Falcon.
A bird of prey characterized by its sharp talons and hooked beak, typically having a long tail and wingspan and known for its swift and agile flight.
Examples:
Falcon feathers. Peregrine falcon. The falcon's keen eyesight makes it an excellent hunter.
Effeminate.
Having qualities or characteristics traditionally associated with women, especially delicacy, softness, and a lack of strength or assertiveness.
Examples:
Effeminate gestures. Effeminate voice. His effeminate mannerisms made others question his masculinity.
Bodyguard.
A person or group of people employed to protect someone, typically a public figure or a person of importance, from harm or attack.
Examples:
VIP bodyguard. Elite bodyguard unit. The celebrity hired a personal bodyguard to protect them from the paparazzi.
Trait.
A particular feature of your nature.
Examples:
Chemical trait. Personality traits. Multiple genes may influence behavioral traits concurrently.
Intrigue.
To make someone interested, especially by being strange, unusual, or mysterious. To make a secret plan with other people to harm someone.
Examples:
Intrigue him. Intrigue against his rival. The artist's innovative style of work intrigues me.
Delinquency.
A failure to fulfill one's duties or obligations, especially those imposed by law or societal norms, a tendency to engage in illegal or socially unacceptable behavior.
Examples:
Delinquency rate. Delinquency in payment. The increase in juvenile delinquency is a growing concern for the community.
Delinquent.
A person who regularly engages in minor criminal or antisocial activities, especially a young person, a person who has failed to neglect one's duty.
Examples:
A juvenile delinquent. Delinquent payments. The high rate of delinquents in the community has led to increased crime.
Admittedly.
Used to acknowledge a fact or statement, often one that weakens or contradicts an argument or opinion, conceitedly.
Examples:
Admittedly true. Admittedly controversial. The book was admittedly difficult to follow, but still worth reading.
Shove.
To push someone or something in a rough way.
Examples:
Shove a person aside. Shove hamburger into my mouth. He forcibly shoved the flyer into my bag.
Notepad.
Also scratch pad, a small pad of paper or a digital device used for taking notes.
Examples:
Digital notepad. Small notepad. I always keep a notepad and pen in my bag to jot down ideas throughout the day.
Outermost.
Farthest from the center or the inside, located on or relating to the outer part or surface of something.
Examples:
Outermost boundary. Outermost shell. The outermost layer of the planet's atmosphere is extremely thin.
Monk.
A member of a religious community of men living under vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience.
Examples:
Monk lifestyle. Cloistered monk. The ascetic monk spent his days in prayer and contemplation in the monastery.
Bipolar.
Of, relating to, or occurring in both polar regions, of or relating to manic depressive illness.
Examples:
Bipolar depression. A bipolar semiconductor. The physician prescribed medication to treat bipolar disorder.
Temper.
A person's state of mind, emotions, or attitude, a tendency to become angry or excited easily, the elasticity and hardness of a metal object.
Examples:
A hasty temper. Bridle my temper. The temper of the steel needs to be just right to ensure the product's durability.
Tantrum.
An outburst of anger or frustration, typically characterized by yelling, crying, or other emotional displays.
Examples:
Throw a tantrum. Temper tantrum. The toddler had a tantrum and refused to take a nap.
Witchcraft.
The practice of using magical or supernatural powers or abilities to influence events or people, often used to describe ancient, mystical, or pagan practices.
Examples:
Witchcraft belief. The power of witchcraft. Many people were accused of witchcraft during the Salem witch trials in the late 1600s.
Indefinitely.
Without any fixed or definite limit, for an unknown or unspecified period of time.
Examples:
Postpone a meeting indefinitely. Indefinitely suspended. The construction project has been delayed indefinitely due to the pandemic.
Recidivism.
The act of repeating or relapsing into criminal or unwanted behavior or patterns, often after a while away from such actions.
Examples:
Recidivism rate. Juvenile recidivism. The government's efforts to reduce recidivism among former prisoners have been largely unsuccessful.
Ominous.
Giving the impression that something bad is going to happen, foreboding.
Examples:
An ominous silence. Ominous sign. The ominous clouds in the sky foretold of an approaching storm.
Fracas.
A noisy disturbance, quarrel, or brawl, a chaotic or disorderly situation characterized by loud and aggressive behavior.
Examples:
Violent fracas. Drunken fracas. The public outcry over the controversial decision led to chaotic fracas outside the courthouse.